All right, it's a new year, and it's bringing new hikes in the minimum wage all across the country. You get 14 states right now raising their minimum wages this year. California and Massachusetts with the biggest jump to $10 an hour. But will these laws only hurt the people that they're trying to help? Andrew Puzder, the CEO of CKE Restaurants, the parent company of Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. He joins me right now. Andy, great to see you. Good to have you here.
Great to be here, Trish. Thank you.
You had a great piece in the Wall Street Journal the other day, and one of the things that I liked most about it is that you're one of the first I've seen to really break down these numbers. Walk us through it, Andy. What does minimum wage do in terms of hurting the people it's trying to help?
Well, what I did in the article was I took the 22 retailers in the Fortune 500 and took how much profit they made on average per employee, because your profit per employee is really what you can use to absorb these increases, like an increase in the minimum wage or an increase because of Obamacare. You can absorb some of that in your profit.
And just to jump in, Andy, in other words, a company like Apple is really profitable, upwards of $400,000 that it's making in revenue off each employee compared to a company like Walmart?
Exactly. They could absorb a lot, obviously, at I think it's $407,000 an employee. At retailers, it's about $6,300 an employee. So when you go to $9 an hour from $7.25, that wipes out about 43% of that profit per employee. If you go to $10 an hour, it wipes out 71%. At $12 an hour, you're actually losing over $1,000 per employee that you hire.
So, Andy, you got to make it up somewhere, right? I mean, or your profits just go down, as we've seen at Walmart.
Well, that was the problem. You've got one of the most efficient operating companies in the world, the largest revenue company on the Fortune 500, was unable to absorb an increase to $9 an hour from $7.25. Their earnings per share went down 10%, and not surprisingly, their stock went down about 10%. Next year, they're going to go to $10 an hour, and they're projecting that their earnings per share will go down an additional 10%, despite buying back $20 billion worth of stock.
So, what? You know, shareholders make less money. Shareholders make less money. You know, I can hear the left saying that right now. You know, greedy Wall Street will get less.
Well,
what's wrong with that?
Well, the point is that you can't. The mantra of the left out there is that companies can absorb this through pricing or automation or better labor scheduling. And the fact is that even to $9 an hour, Walmart couldn't absorb that. There was a reduction in earnings. When you get to $12 or $15 an hour, it's not a reduction, it's a loss. I mean, it's a huge increase in your labor costs, and retailers just aren't going to be able to absorb that. If they can't absorb that, you have to get rid of people, you have to eliminate labor, and that's going to hurt working class Americans who need these entry-level jobs the most. So if you're going to lose those, it's nice if Sally gets $1 or $2 more an hour, but you got to remember that Susie's now not going to have a job because these companies aren't going to grow, and they're going to need to reduce the number of people they employ, which is bad for the country and bad for the people that need these jobs.
Law of unintended consequences, rearing its ugly head in economics. Andy, thank you for being here, and thank you for putting that all in perspective. Good article in the Wall Street Journal. Everyone should check it out.